Okay, so I really want to walk and talk as best as I can. We've accomplished a lot over the 2020 season for my garden, and I hope that you all was able to see my last video to see how far I've come as far as like my trees and the growth in my garden and even the quality, because I've been able to upgrade my phone. So hopefully the quality increased also some over time. So I am growing cherries, crab apples, mulberries, blueberries, blackberries, raspberries, and strawberries is my cash crop where I sell the plants, the old North Sea strawberry plants. Now you can see we have a mulberry, we have crab apple right here. This is the Whitney crab apple. If you're familiar with any crab apple varieties, most of the time they're small or whatnot. That one is basically 2/3 the size of an apple, and it gets quite sweet. Now I don't know how sweet it tastes because I haven't grown it yet and produced it. So this is more like something that I'm showing the pre-phase of my production, I guess you could say. I don't know if that's even a word, but pre-production phase, where I have the trees in the ground and we're seeing what they look like now in the early phases before the vast majority of my trees start to grow up bigger and bigger and start producing fruit. So that's the early Richmond cherry tree, and I just showed the Montmorency cherry tree right there. Now we do have an Albertina, don't laugh at me, you all, if I butcher the name, olive tree. And we have the Alberta peach tree right here. Now, as far as my organization of the garden, I did want to try to have my fruit trees about 8 to 10 feet apart. Or if they was a little bit closer, the tree, let's just say this is a Alberta peach tree, this is going to be something small right here because we have a cherry tree right here. But how the sun comes up, the sun can come up and I won't have to really worry about them competing for sunlight, but more so space underground. I don't want the roots competing with each other too much and pulling nutrients away from each other. So I really wanted to try to give them their fair amount of space, but also keep them compact and lower to the ground so that they could actually be able to produce without pulling so much nutrients or whatnot, to be able to sustain the vigorous growth or the bigger limbs and bigger size tree. I'm trying to keep these things 10 to 12 feet, hopefully. And at that point, they should do pretty good. All right, so I'm not gonna name everything specifically, but this is a Violet de Bordeaux fig tree. I like the history of it. We have a Moro de Caneva right here. And I don't quite know what variety this is, but this one produced from me from when I put it in the ground as a 6-inch cutting. It grew up over the course of that year and actually produced fruit for me. So I really like that. And it produced again this year even more abundantly. So this one seems like it gets better at time as far as production goes. Now I do have 2 rare varieties right here. You all can maybe help me if y'all are some fig fans. Is this the Panache? It looks like it was similar to something that I rooted, but I think I just lost it with it, just from me just planting an abundance of plants. But that looks like, I can show you the leaf too. Does that look like the Panache fig tree to you all? How this wood is, it definitely looks like something that I rooted for the Panache, but I don't want to just go off of it by itself. Okay, and I don't know what variety of fig this is, but both of these was planted earlier this year at 6-inch cuttings, you all. I'm talking about really small things all the way down there, and boom. And you can see that from my earlier video. So that's the benefit of me being able to show a before video and then like an after or whatnot. And this is only the beginning phases. So we have a pink guava tree. I bought this for $13 at Lowe's, and you all, it shot up. It was like all the way down here. It was all the way down there, and boom, it just grew up. So I think I'm doing something right at least. So something, I don't know what that something is, but something is, I think, right. This is the Comice pear. That's a new addition. It's really small. It's going to be some years for that, you all, but they do produce pretty fast for compared to pears. And I think it's on some type of, dwarf or semi-dwarf rootstock. So hopefully it produces a little bit faster and sooner. And this is the Bartlett pear tree. And look at my Bartlett pear tree, you all. I don't even know if I did this right, because I now just learning that pears tend to be good at having a central leader, whatnot. But hey, I don't have that, so we'll see. I may get another Bartlett pear tree. We have the honey jar jujube right there, and it's really nothing. It's like meh, because no leaves, no nothing. It's dormant. And we have the Morris Nigra mulberry tree. We have an Ichikeke Jiro persimmon right there in the ground. We have burgundy plum tree, and it's, I think, second or third year in the ground with me. But also we have a graft unit that actually took, and it got all the way out here, you all. So that's the Mirabelle D. Nancy graft unit. We have green gauge plum right here, and I'm going to leave the fruit forest just a little bit, just to talk about my general gardening area. Now, these are the strawberry plants, you all. Everything green you see is either borage, and borage is used to be able to deter pests or whatnot, certain pests. And we have Old North Sea strawberry plants. So let's zoom in on the strawberry plants. And you all, last year I took 35 strawberry plants and divided them up, and before it was over, I had 300 strawberry plants. These things are so vigorous. They send out like 10 daughter plants per plant, and then they have the crowns that you can divide into different strawberry plants also. So it's like one plant can produce like 10 or 15 plants. So you only really need like 10 or 15 or whatnot. You all, I sell about 10 to 15, anywhere from like $40 to $60 or whatnot on Etsy. So you can easily get a large enough amount that you can be able to have your own little strawberry patch one day, and it can grow tremendously. Okay, nonetheless, this section right here is going to be kiwi section. Now, every one of those tires is not where kiwi going to grow, but I'm trying to see how am I going to put about 2 to 3 kiwis in this section. I maybe do that middle tire right there, leave that one alone, and do a do this tire, and then I maybe do a tire down there. But however I do it, it's going to most likely be about 3 or 4 kiwis that's going to grow up, and they're going to be able to overtake this whole area eventually. But I'm not trying to plant, let's just say 6 kiwi for 6 tires, because they're going to grow too abundantly, too vigorously. They're going to easily compete for space. So this section over here may be a gardening area, or I may extend the kiwis to over here, because you can only fit so many kiwis in a certain little space like how I have it. So even though this may be like 30 feet long, that's still probably only like 1 kiwi plant, because they can grow like 20 feet in 1 year. So I have to really be careful, not trying to plant something, it grow really, really good, and then I have to dig it up and put it somewhere else or something, disturbing this growth pattern and all of that. We have some asparagus right here growing. It's growing all up and down here.